It's April the 23rd, and this is your Pacific Palisades Real Estate Market Update. I'm James Respondek with Rodeo Realty, and I've sold hundreds of homes to generations of Palisadians, and I'm here to help you too. Call or text me if you're thinking of buying or selling. Here is this week's important market activity. There are 269 properties on the market right now. That's down 9 from last week. 620 properties have sold since the fire. And interestingly, the majority are lots. 474 lots have sold. That's up 8 from last week. 146 homes have sold since the fire. That's only up 1 from last week. So you can see most of the business is in the lots. This week in the Alphabet Street land listings, 11 properties are on the market at the moment. 110 have sold since the fire, averaging $291 a foot. 5 properties are in escrow. Just sold 1010 Galloway Street. Listen to this, a 5,200 square foot lot. Sold for $1,875. I think this is breaking the upper barrier again. This is $360 a foot. Let's see if that ceiling holds. Just sold $865 Chautauqua, a 7,300 square foot lot. Sold for $2,200. Wow, this is a great buy. $302 a foot. I like that buy. This week above the Alphabet Street land listings, there are 20 properties on the market. 23 have sold since the fire. The average price per square foot above the Alphabet Street's $239 a foot. There are 2 in escrow. This just went into escrow, 1400 Chautauqua Boulevard. That's way up the top, on the top row up there, and it's looking back towards the mountains, and the lot kind of sits down below the street. And that's why it sold for $1,350,000. It's a 14,000 square foot lot. Obviously not all of that's flat. There's you drive down the driveway and there's a pad down below. And it had about an 1,800 square foot house on it. And just listed, listen to this buy. This is a story. 1303 Marinette Road is now listed for $3 million. It had been, I think, in the mid-6s. Now that's a price reduction. 27,000 square foot lot, and it had a 3,200 square foot house on it. It's a beautiful, there's a lot of that is flat, and it's down at the bottom of the cul-de-sac of Marinette. This week in the Via Bluff land listings, 28 properties on the market, 76 have sold, averaging price per square foot $308. There are 6 properties in escrow, just sold. 588 Radcliffe Avenue. This was a great buy. A little over 5,000 square foot lot, so not a huge lot, but check it out. $1,263,000 purchase price, coming in at $251,000. I like this end of Radcliffe. It's a little farther down towards the bluffs. You know, there's a lot of the original trees and landscaping is still there, so it's still got some nice charm. I think that was a solid buy. Just sold 333 North Mount Holyoke. Now this is on the rim of Mount Holyoke that's got that full-blown westerly view, or some might think it's north, but it's the west, because you'll see the sun shining right in your face at sunset. Killer views. So you look at the serpentine of PCH going all the way up to Point Doom. Amazing views. 8,000 square foot lot. It feels like maybe 60% of that was flat. So it had housed a 6,000 square foot luxury home on it that had sold for $11.5 million. So it's just sold, the lot alone, for $4,525,000. Just listed, 763 Haverford. Oh, I have a special soft spot for this property. My first house in the Palisades was right next door to this. This is a 6,000 square foot lot listed for $1,495,000. I kind of like this buy. I really do. It's $249 a foot. It's all flat. It's a 40 by 150 lot, so it's got really good depth. Haverford does tend to be a little bit of a narrow street, so with all the contracting trucks, it'll be some negotiation there. Just Just went into escrow pending 501 Via de la Paz is listed. It was listed at 3.6, 8,200 square foot lot, and it had a big house on it, 7,500 square feet. So let's see what that closes at. This week in the Huntington Palisades land listings, there are 12 properties on the market. 37 have sold since the fire. The average price per square foot on a lot there, $426, but I think that's been creeping up. You're going to see that right now. 622 Alma Real is just listed. It's an 8630 square foot lot. Now this is what I call the kind of the oval, the El Circo oval of Alma Real, because the other side of it, there's a little oval, is El Circo. El Circo, get that, the circle, only it's really kind of more of an arc. So it's a cool location. It's listed at $4,195 or $486 a foot. Just sold 515 Chapala, a little over 8,000 square foot lot, sold for $3,950, $491 a foot. So you can see what I'm talking about. The prices seem to be creeping up there a little bit. And just listed 746 Alma Real Drive, a 10,500 square foot lot. What I like about this lot, 110 foot frontage. Most of them are going to be like 75, maybe 80, maybe 70 foot frontages. So this has great frontage. It's listed at $4,900 or $471 a foot. And this week in the Huntington existing homes, there are 6 properties, 6 houses on the market. 13 have sold since the fire. 3 are in escrow. And this just went into under contract 501 Ocampo. It's an 8731 square foot lot with a 2221 square foot house. 1951. This is like an OG or original gang's house in the Huntington. So it's a really nice 1-story cottage. And I hope it stays because we need to have some of that original charm. I mean, I love all these big, beautiful houses, but we need a little bit of the OG, don't we? This week in the Will Rogers land listings, 2 active listings right now on the market. 4 have sold, 2 are in escrow. You know, it's a very kind of exclusive little enclave up there at the top there, very close to Will Rogers polo fields. And this just went into escrow. 1141 Villa View Drive was listed at $2,450, 10,743 square foot lot. It had housed a 6,000 square foot house on it. And just sold on the same street, 1120 Villa View Drive, sold for $2,350. I like this buy, 10,150 square foot lot. It had about a 2,900 square foot house on it. Has sold for $2,350 or $232 a foot. This week in the Rustic Canyon existing homes, 3 properties on the market. 15 have sold since the fire, 4 are in escrow, and these 2 just went under contract. Number 20 Latimer Road, that was a 1927 Charmer on a 26,000 square foot lot, listed at $7,775,000. A lot of sevens there. And just went under contract 782 Ranch Lane. This is a very nice 6652 square foot house on a 9,000, about a 9,200 square foot lot. Nice views back into the canyon. And that was listed at a Tony $10,750,000. This week in the Santa Monica Canyon existing homes, 13 properties on the market. 36 have sold since the fire. 3 are in escrow and just went under contract. 419 Hillside Lane. This is a almost 3,000 square foot house built in 1983, and it's a 6,150 square foot lot, asking $3.5 million. You know, I think this isn't too bad, and I love this Hillside Lane. It's really tucked away, private. Cool, you know, very cool little sneaky hideaway spot. This week in the Upper El Medio Bluffs, Upper El Medio, I'm sorry, is not the Bluffs, it's Upper El Medio. And this is the land listing category here. 11 properties on the market, 13 have sold. And just listed 1025 Las Pulgas Road. This is up off of Lower Bienvenida, and it's not up too far at 1025 Las Pulgas. It's a 12,300 square foot lot almost. That, you know, it feels like 60% flat maybe, so 7,000-ish, something like that. Listed at 1950. Now this is on the rim side of Las Pulgas, so you're going to get views back across Bienvenida to the other side towards Upper Marquez. This week in the Marquez Knolls land listings, 42 properties on the market right now. A lot to choose from up there. And we have 88 properties have sold, 7 are in escrow, and just sold 16544 Akron Street has sold for a mere $925,000. 7352 lot, and pretty much a downhill lot, so it goes down into that ravine, that kind of like canyon that's down there in the middle of Akron, and that's 16544 Akron Street. It did have a 4,100 square foot house on it, but $925 is a great entry level for the Palisades. And just this week in the Marquez Knolls existing homes, 6 homes on the market right now, 16 have sold, and 1's in escrow. And we have just listed 16485 El Hito Place. Now this is a little cul-de-sac off of El Hito. It's a cool location. Now this house, when I went there on Caravan, it was pretty buzzy. There were a lot of people looking pretty interested in this house, so I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up getting a bunch of offers. It's kind of like a craftsman with a lot of dark, rich woods in it. A little too dark for my thing. I would probably paint it out a little bit, but high quality paneling and stuff. Floor plan was a little bit interesting. So, you know, not your standard floor plan. I won't get into the exacts of it. Killer lot and really nice ocean views. But for, you know, $2,900 and the square footage of the house, $2,733, the lot. Well, it's 26, almost 27,000, but you know, probably 10, 12 or something was flat. But a nice amount. This week in the Highlands land listings, 12 lots on the market, 29 have sold since the fire, 4 are in escrow, and this just went into escrow. 1630 Chastain Parkway, listed at 1,499. This is close to 10,000 square foot lot. A lot of it was flat, you know, 7 to 8 probably. And it had a 5,000 square foot house on it. See where that goes. This week in the Highlands land listings, existing home listings, 7 properties on the market, 21 have sold, 3 are in escrow, and just sold 16868 Calle de Serra. Now this is in the Enclave, which is a nice guard-gated community, beautiful palm tree lined boulevards and streets. I mean, this is a manicured, really nice area. And this is just closed for $3,875,000. It was a 15,000 square foot lot. A lot of it was flat, and it has views. And a 5,800 square foot lot, a house on it. It was built in 1995, and a lot of it was original, although in very nice condition. This week in the Castellamar land listings, 14 properties on the market, 15 have sold, 1's in escrow, and just listed 312 Balino Drive, a 7,100 square foot, 7,167 square foot lot. And behind it, you get a couple of thousand square feet, but it's kind of a funky easement arrangement, parked right next to a driveway and stuff. So, I don't know. Just think of this number probably, the 7167, and it's listed at $1,995,000. It's got really nice views back to the canyon, and from the side and second story, you're going to get views into the Santa Monica Bay, you know, Queen's Necklace area there. And this week in the Sunset Mesa land listings, 9 actives on the market right now. 28 have sold, 4 are in escrow, and here's one that just went into escrow, 3637 Seahorn Drive, and that was listed at 1,495. That property, yeah, is 9241 square feet, and it did have a 2236 square foot house on it. Just sold, 18414 Coastline Drive. This is a great buy, okay? It's a 10,571 square foot lot, but you know, 7, maybe 8, probably more like 7, it's flat. Had a 2136 square foot house on it. Now listen to this. It sold for $2,750. Seems like a lot, but this is on the front row of coastline. Next stop, Hawaii. I mean, the views are like drop dead amazing. And you know, it was listed at 2.9. I think the thought was maybe it would go for more because the comps on the street are like in the low 3s. So, you know, it just shows you don't know from one week to another where the buyer pool's going at that point. So somebody got a great buy is what I'm saying, 2,750. And this week in Sunset Mesa, existing homes, we have 4 active properties on the market, 4 houses on the market right now. 15 have sold since the fire, and just listed 18152 Kingsport Drive. I like this one. It's $1,995,000, 6245 foot lot. The house is 1872 square feet and in nice condition, and it has really nice ocean views. You do look across some rooftops in front of you, but you get a lot of ocean too. So under $2 million, but maybe it goes over, okay? Because I don't know. I thought it's a really nice buy, so there could be multiples on that. Maybe it goes over. And also just listed 3748 Seahorn Drive for $4,150. Why is that? Well, it's a good sized lot, 7850. It's got nice views, and it's all just recently completely redone. 2,400 square foot house. I think it sold pre-fire for like 2.5, and they spent some money on it, so it looks really nice. We'll see where it goes. I hope this information has been helpful to you, and if you're thinking of finding your perfect property, I see more property than just about anyone. Or if you're thinking of selling, I've negotiated my clients through some of the toughest of markets. So call or text me, and I'll help you too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.